Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and we're going to get one thing kind of out the way at the very beginning as well. So, of course, Ice Cube here, the creator of the Big Three. And I just need you to sit here and tell us exactly, because I know the reason why T.O. is not playing in the Big Three. Because I just want to hear it out of your mouth, Cube, that it's because he's not good enough to play in the Big Three. That's the reason he didn't play in the Big Three. Is that because that's what I heard?
I believe T.O. is good enough to play in the Big Three. What I was trying to do when I
do not, by the way. I do not. Trust me. This dude.
You know, I've been on the court with him a few times, so I know he can play. You know, we've been in a couple celebrity things where I seen him, you know, do his thing. But look, starting a league, trying to start a professional league from scratch, all you have is credibility. You know, you got to start off with total credibility. That's why we went and got Dr. J, Iceman. That's why we got Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, Rick Barry. You know, we were trying to start off with basketball royalty just as coaches, which helped us get players. And I promised those players that they would play against ex-NBA players.
Right.
And they accepted that as, okay, this is a level or a fraternity that you've had to be from to get a chance to reap these small benefits, you know, because we're still only in our early stages. And so starting the league, you know, with Allen Iverson and you know, these big names, you know, we even had White Chocolate for a game until he got hurt.
Right.
We thought, okay, this is the draw, you know, the you know, nostalgic but level of play that's respectable, especially half court. So we felt like, okay, this is what we had to do. And then when we got in the first game, a real league broke out. Like all that, it wasn't about your name at all. It was about your game totally.
Yep.
And people loved that. So some guys couldn't play some of the games, so we thought the crowd would want their money back. But no, they wanted to come see who could play. So the league had started gaining a hair of legitimacy, even though people thought it was a one-year experiment. So coming back in year 2, I kind of had to keep that same energy, but try to enhance it.
Right.
And in year 3, we felt like, okay, people are really starting to respect Big Three basketball outside of the names who can play and who can't play, or guys that we thought was going to be the superstars. It ends up being other people. So we were like, look, if we want to be a real legitimate league, we got to open this thing up to all athletes. So this year, going into year 4, our mindset was opening it up to all athletes, all ages. You know, I believe we was like 21 and up. So this was the year T.O. could have really came into the combine and did his thing until we had this COVID situation and we realized we couldn't have the season. So basically, in a nutshell, I was just trying to make sure the league had total legitimacy and because people was calling it a gimmick and like, Cube, are you going to play? And all this kind of shit. And I was like, man, come on, man. I'm trying to do a real league. So we are a real league now. You know, we got our legitimacy.
Right.
And so the door's open.
What you're saying is like I said, it's much respected. You know, I didn't take offense to it, but you know, as you know, a lot of guys that I've played with in the basketball and some, you know, basketball courts, and and leagues in LA, and even some of the guys that played in the Big Three. Obviously I heard that they was vouching for me. Beast, Rashard McCants, a lot of those guys reached out to you.
Yeah.
So I trust me, I didn't take offense to it, but again, everybody knew what he's trying to get you to do. He's trying to bait you to say that I really can't play, but I'm glad
you can play.
No,
you can play.
Hey, Q, he can play for an old man. I'll give him that.
Look, man.
He ain't better than me, but he can play for an old man.
It's no such thing as old basketball or women's basketball or kids basketball. It's basketball.
I like what you said. It's credibility. You brought credibility to what you were bringing, which was new, a new platform that everybody's probably been talking about, but didn't really know how to put that thing together. So you putting that thing together along with the guys, especially the most notable name guys that you mentioned, Dr. J, the Allen Iversons, the Clyde Drexlers, that's bringing credibility and validation and really authenticity to the Big Three. So trust me. No offense taken. I respected it. I love it. And then, like I said, if I could have played, then I was going to try to represent and do my thing. But like I said, I appreciate not only just me, but just the fans. Like you said, everybody thought it was a gimmick. And I like your approach. I like your answer, because if you didn't bring that authenticity or that credibility to the game, it would have been initially, and you start bringing like somebody like myself in and some other guy like Chris Brown, then it would have been just like a celebrity game. That's not that's not the business model I'm sure you guys were going for. And obviously, like I said, you did it the right way.
And I appreciate how you handled it at the time. I know people was putting microphones in your face and everything, but I had to hold the line because everybody was looking at me. I mean, people was calling me when we go to a city saying, "Cube, I want to come down there and play." And I'm like, dude, you're not part of the league.
Right.
You're not, I mean,
you can't just walk up and play.
You can't just walk up with your sneakers and play. Right. You have to go through, everything everybody else went through to be a part of the league. Because a lot of people wanted to play. And even a lot of guys who were in our pool, our draft pool, ended up playing because guys would get hurt. You could pull a guy out the draft pool, but you had to at least become part of the draft pool. So, if you still want to ball in 21, stay in shape, and you can come be a part of this.
No doubt.
And make a team. That's the whole key is to make a team. Once you make a team, you win.
So ladies and gentlemen, definitely check out, again, the Big Three. It's a great brand of basketball. It's not no gimmicky, right? It's a good brand of basketball. The competition, authenticity is there. But with the pandemic going on right now, so what does 2021 look like for the Big Three here and, again, worldwide? Because I know you guys are going overseas as well.
Right.
Well, right now, I mean, this thing knocked a little bit of knocked us off balance a little bit because we still have to get in where we fit in. We was playing in the summer when the NBA had really finished their finals. Summer league explosion had died down, and then we had a window where we played our 10 weeks of basketball before football season came in. So with this COVID thing, everything is kind of knocked off a schedule. So we got to kind of watch what these major leagues do and find another place to get in where we fit in, because them leagues been around, some 100 years, some 70, some 60, 80, so we've been around 3 years, going into our 4th year. So we can't get too cocky and try to go up against the big boys. We still got to find a place to get in where we fit in. So we got to kind of play it by ear when it comes to that. But we are working with Big Brother. The company that is the parent company of Big Brother, the TV show, to try to create a Big Brother around Big Three basketball in a way. So you're in the house and you have to, instead of competing in them crazy games on the grass or whatever, you go in and compete. You compete in a Big Three fireball game. So that's the thing we're working on, that we can probably, we're trying to sneak in between the season to keep, Big Three basketball in people's mind. And it would be some fun new format that we might accept, from here on out. You never know.
No, that's cool.